Hi all, Pankaj here. Welcome to another video in the Ultimate Flow Trail, and in this video we're going to discuss about Flow Builder, basic interface of the Flow Builder. So all of you know that Flow Builder is a tool through which you design your flows. So it kind of become important to understand the tool which we are using to design our flows. So first we will look into few of the terms, then we will move to our org. So let's start. So whenever you open a flow builder, you will see three things: toolbox, canvas and button bar. Toolbox has two things: manager and elements. Okay, now let's look into manager. So what does a manager do? So manager is used to create resources we will look into a while, just wait. And such as variable one of a type of resources like stages to be used in the, so these are created to be used in the flow. Or manager is also used to view a list of all elements and resources that have been added to the flow. Basically, you could also see the list of all the resources that you created and used, and similarly the elements all. Now let's look into resources first, and then we'll move to elements. So what does resources do? Resources are basically containers that stores values such as field values, formulas, text, etc., which can be referenced throughout a flow. Basically, you can reference them anywhere in the flow as per your requirement or the logic. So for example, suppose we create a variable which is a type of resource to store a object's record ID, basically any object ID depending on our requirement and logic, and could reference it according to our logic. And so hope that gives you a brief understanding of this. So the purpose of these videos are not to go in detail on manager, resources and elements. That will be covered in the coming videos, but to give you the complete gist is about the user interface, so you know like which thing is present where and what is that thing doing. Now we're clear with the resources and manager. Now we comes to the element. Basically, element is a set of instruction which tells the flow what to do, and there are different kind of elements, and each element have a different kind of instruction. So that is what element do. Basically, they are telling the flow like at this step do this, and when this is done we jump to another element, then another element will guide something else. So they will be giving the instructions to the flow. So to get a clear view again, let's repeat what is manager. Manager is used to create resources, or we could see the resources we created or the elements that we used in a flow in manager. And resources are basically used to store values. So an element is a instruction that instructs the flow what to do. So that's the basic idea. Now canvas is basically our drawing book where we will be designing our flows. And the button bar, as the name suggests, it is a bar that consists of buttons. So it have buttons to activate, deactivate flow. Since we are creating a flow, we need to activate or deactivate, and then we could also save the flow. If we are done with the flow, we will need to save the flow. We run the flow through it like to test how it is looking if it is ran. Okay, and we could also debug if there is some error or not, and save the changes in the flow as well. So this is what button bar do. So I hope we are clear with this thing. So let's move to our org and look at how these things look in our. So we are here in our org. So let me tell you first the step, like the process or step reach to the flow builder. So for that, what we do is go to this icon and we go to the setup, and once it loads we will type flows. Yeah, so it comes, click this one. It opens, we just click this new one. These are the flows that are already been created here. Okay, just click new flows, and these are the type of flows that are available. The commonly popularly used are screen flow, record triggered flow, scheduled and auto launch. And if you want to know the difference between them, I have already put a video for that. I will add the link in the description, so you could watch either like before continuing this video or after completion of this video. Choice is yours. As you could see, there are other resources, other flows as well, as you could see, but these four are the important ones that we're going to use. Let's open each type of flow so that we could see how the user interface or basically the flow builder looks for each one of them. So let's open the flow builder, the screen flow first, and then we'll open another new flow, and then we'll open record triggered flow. Let's open the record triggered flow, and then we open the schedule triggered flow, and then we have the auto launch flow with no trigger. So we'll open that. So once it load, yeah, let's check this with this one. Now there is a two kind of thing, the auto layout and the freeform. We'll come to it in a while. First let's do it freeform so that you get understand the things. So here is our section called toolbox that consists of elements and manager. Through manager you could create new resources, and once you create a resource, that will come here. For example, let me create a variable. Let's say name it test, and then we select the data type as say text, and then we just save it. Okay, so as you could see, whenever we create resources, this come here as a resource, or basically in the list, resources list. Okay, and there are elements, and as you could see, elements are divided into various categories: interaction, logic, and data type. There are different types of elements here. Okay, so elements are basically the instruction that instructs the flow. Okay, and that is the instruction. Suppose let's say we create a screen element. Okay, just to test it, just give it test, and we'll just done it. Okay, API name should be testing, I guess. Let's say just a random testing. Yeah, so as you could see, if we go to the manager here, you could see elements come as another list, resources come as another list. So this is how you create elements. So basically screen is used to take the input from the users. So as you could see, there are various kind of elements divided into categories. Okay, and they are different for each of the flows. If we go to our, say, let's say we go to this record triggered flow, as you would see here, not the resources but the, let's make it free form again. Yeah, you could see here that there is no screen element. Screen element is only available for your screen flow only. As you could see, screen element is not even in the schedule trigger. If you go to this record triggered, you could say schedule element is not there. And also this pause element is only available for this, what is this, yeah, auto launch, and the other one, that is schedule trigger. If you go to record trigger, there will be no pause. If we go here, there would be no pause. Okay, and also one record as well, that if we go to the resources, there is also a bifurcation on the resources based on the type of flow you. Example, if we go to the resources, go to the manager and new resource, as you could see, these things, the choice, collection choice set, record choice set, and pick list choice set are only available for the screen flow. If we go here, you would see some of the previous one as well, but you would not see that choice and pick list ones. Yeah, you could see that's common here, like this variable, constant, formula, text, template, and stage are common across all the four. But these one, the choice and all this, that's only available for the that screen flow. So that is also one thing that I need to cover. And this is our canvas where basically we design our flow, and to connect to, like, to tell the which step is next, or to set a path of our flow, we use this line called connectors, that's connect one element to the another. Okay, we are clear with the elements, we are clear with the manager, what is toolbox, we are clear with the canvas, we are clear, and this is a button. Since we have not yet saved, so these buttons are not activated. Once we save it, they will get activated. Okay, so that is the one thing. And now comes to this, what is freeform and auto layout. Now when we come to freeform, there is one difference. The elements are here, but if we select auto launch, the elements get removed from here. Okay, so if we do, what they happen, they move here, elements come here, and yeah, as you could see, interaction, logic, and data, that move there. That's not the only thing that is the difference. If we go to the freeform, we need to, like, scroll our element here, like the way we move the screen. Okay, if we want to add action, we need to move it, and then we connect it. Okay, for a small flow, or like a simple flow, that is good. Like, it doesn't matter whether you select the freeform or auto launch. But for a complex one, if you are doing, I would suggest auto layout. Yeah, initially I was stuck with the freeform, like I got used to it, but yeah, once I moved to auto layout, now I'm used to auto layout, and it's way easier and simpler as compared to freeform. In what terms I'm saying easier and simpler? I'm saying in terms of complexity. Suppose if you have designed some complex flow using freeform, then there is an error coming in it, then finding error become kind of difficult. But with auto layout, finding error or any other problem, or to understand the flow, become quite easy. So that's why my personal preference would be auto layout. Now we are clear with all this thing. Now let's move back to our presentation and see these things in little presentable form, so that it have a good impression on your brain and you will be able to understand it. So let's move back to that presentation. So we are here on this presentation, so let's move to the next slide. So the next slide is on elements. As you have already seen, the elements are of three types here: the interaction, data, and logic. Under interaction, there comes three elements: action, subflow, and screen flow only. With the name, it suggests they are good to understand. For action, basically action do external actions like sending an email Okay, for now that keep that in your mind, that action to send email. Now, but it do more than that. That will be discussed in the coming videos when we discuss about the elements. Then there is subflow. Subflow is basically used to call another flow from your screen. You just saw that screen is used to take the input from the users. Now we come to the data category. In the data category there comes create records, update records, and there is get records and delete records. In between there is a comma. They are different things. The get records and delete records are different elements. So create records, you could understand that it is used to create records. Update records, it is used to create update record. Get records to fetch the records. Delete records is to delete record. And rollback record will not be discussing in this, will be in a video when we come to the end. Keep in mind that rollback record or element is only available for the screen flow. Okay, now we come to the logic one. There is assignment, which is basically used to provide a value to a variable. Okay, assign a value. Decision is to make a decision whether, like, if it's true, do this, if it's false, do this. Loop is basically to iterate. For example, suppose we have a set of records and we'd want to check particular condition in every record. We will be checking one by one. For that we will be using loop. That is just an example. Okay, collection sort, collection filter, and will be discussed in the coming video. And pause is only available for schedule, trigger, and auto launch. Keep that in mind. Okay, these will be discussed in the coming videos. Now let's move to our resources. So resources I have divided into two types, basically for all flows which are available, or for all flows including screen flow, and the screen flow only, which are available only for the screen flow. As you could see, variable, you could understand constant, basically a fixed value. Formula, we understand text template, and stage, we like text template we understand. Stage will be covered in the coming video when we come to the resources. Okay, for now just understand what are the things present and what are not present here. Okay, and when we come to the screen flow, there are choice, collection choice set, record choice set, and pick list choice set. So yeah, that's all from this video. Hope you're clear with the what things are present where, and what is the a brief idea about what is the use of few of the common things. Once we cover the videos on resources and elements, you will get a clear idea. For any information, you could always connect with me over LinkedIn. In the my LinkedIn ID is in the chat, or if you have any doubt, you could either connect with me over LinkedIn, email, or even put it on the comments. So yeah, so that's all from my side. Thank you for watching.